David Lovell. Thanks, Mike. He said something funny yesterday because he said, I couldn't find you anywhere on the internet. What is going on? And it's funny because, you know, we push social media. I'm all in on social media, and I come to these things to learn because, you know, I'm the oldest guy in the room and have been for the last 2 days, which is a great honor that he would bring in, you know, grandparents to teach you all. But what's interesting is, you know, I'm all in on social media, and I'm driving my staff. I even emailed one of my staff this morning. I said, you have got to blow up social media this week. By Friday, I expect to see so much buzz and stuff on social media. I just can't, I was all over them. But I'm not on social media. So that's why you can't find me. And I'm going to tell you why. Because in my 20s and my 30s, I was like you all. And I come to these things. And I've probably got still 10 pages of stuff over the last 2 days. And I've got a little book, so it's not that many pages. But it's a lot of stuff to do. Of the stuff I'm walking out of these rooms, going to the bathroom. I said, don't bump me, because if you bump me, everything that's going in my ears are going to fall out because there's just so much good stuff going on. And you get so busy, and you get so fired up. Some of us even start to the point where we feel a little guilty. You come in here and you're thinking, wow, I got it together. I am so good. And then you get to this thing and you go, crap, I know nothing. And you may get a little overwhelmed. And then it kind of gets a discontent inside of you. It's like, I gotta go. I gotta be up at 4:45. I'm just gonna tell you, there's not a chance in hell I am ever gonna be up at 4:45. So don't text me ever if you're up at 4:45. Now maybe at 2 o'clock you can text me because I'm up. But I'm never gonna be there. And you start to feel guilty, don't you? And like, oh my gosh, I gotta go. I mean, these are the best salespeople I've ever seen. I'm just going, I thought I was a good salesperson. I close 100% of the time and I'm shit. And we do this. And it was interesting when they said, you know, don't do what I did. Don't go into 5 different brands with multi-unit stuff. Don't do that. But if you want to be a multi-unit owner, go for it. Go and do it. Because the principles, like I said yesterday, are the same as if you have 1 or if you have 100. The principle is the same. You get a good product, and then you sell it. And how do you do it? It's the same. And I'm going to tell you this, the most important thing you need to know, if everything else I say, you can forget. This is the most important. You are the most important person in your business. Whether you have 1 unit or 100 units, you are. You are. I don't care, you know, you say, well, you know, you don't understand, I'm just a personal trainer and I'm maybe going to go out there and I'm going to go maybe buy my first fitness studio. My 2 friends over there, they're like, oh, you're still the most important person in your business right now. Whether you own a place or you don't own a place. You are. You set the direction, you set the tone, you set your attitude, you set the culture, you set the expectations. You set that for yourself. For your team, for your staff. You're the most important person. Being the oldest person in the room means I'm not wise, like Tom said yesterday, it's experience. We have more losses than we have wins in our life. We do. The longer you're in business, whether you have 1 unit, 2 units, 5 units, you end up having more losses than you have wins. You lose more staff than you've kept, right? This is reality. Because they go on to something else. We have more failures. And I mean, I tell you what, the more you talk about successful people, they always talk about the good, but they don't talk about the bad. And you need to hear the bad too. Because we feel guilty. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm not these guys. They're not, you know. Let me tell you something. None of us are any better than you. You're the most important person. You are. And the failures that are going to come, they're going to come. Life is going to step on your throat sometime. Sometime. If it hasn't already. And say, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? And then you got a choice. You can quiver and run away. You can give up. You can pack up your suitcase. or you can fight. And I'm here to tell you, that's what successful business people do every day. When we lose, we fight. And I have lost more money than most of you in this room will ever make. I've lived through 2 crashes. I lost $1 million in 2000 when the bubble burst, because I was stupid. I was stupid. And then what did I do? I went to the one security that you can go to, real estate, because real estate always goes up. And I mean, it's the best thing you can do. What happened? We learned it yesterday. We lived through it. I've cried more. I have hurt more. I've hurt more people. I've lost employees because of money than a lot of you ever will. But you know what? That's okay. Because I'm here to tell you, in my 20s, if somebody would have sat my ass down and told me, and I'm making a pivot here. I've got 6 slides here that are 6 things that I got to tell you, one of the great things when you come to a conference, when everybody's telling you the same thing, it's the gods of the universe telling you that's important. I mean, know your scorecard. I could spend 20 minutes just talking about that. I'm not going to, because you have got it. You've heard it. The only thing I might add to it is, when you're going over your numbers, make sure that your people know what they mean and that they know how to get there to achieve it. Your staff has this much bandwidth, and we dump on them this much information, and that means they got nothing. Give them this much information, tell them how to get there, so that they learn that, then give them this, then give them this. Those numbers are greatly important. I want you to, if you haven't heard that this week, and you have missed out one of the great things that are going on. Sales, you got it. You're hearing some of the best in the, I mean, this is the best stuff. If you can just get this and crystallize this, you got it. I mean, these are all good stuff, and I can tell you all the same things, but I'm gonna tell you something different because I don't need to waste your time. I'm gonna make a pivot and camp on this point right here. As a leader, you're the most important thing. You are going to have opportunities to be successful, and at the same time comes a huge risk of failure. And a lot of times that scares the shit out of us, and we don't do what we need to do. And when you are stuck with that life putting the heel right on your throat going, what are you going to do about it today? You can quit. You can start blaming everybody else. And I've had the opportunity to work with franchisors and franchisees in 4 different brands as a regional developer. So I get to talk to my people that I'm responsible for as business owners. And it's interesting, the ones that are successful and the ones that aren't. And they're not that far, 5 miles apart. Why is this guy doing so well and this one's not doing so well? It's because of the leader. It's because of the owner. You know, it's just my staff. My staff, if they would just do what I tell them to do, and if I could get them to do it, then I'd be successful. You know, it's corporate. Corporate just sucks because they're telling me to do all this stuff, and if they wouldn't tell me to do this stuff, I'd be successful. It's my location, my folks. You know, if I was in your location, I'd be successful. And I mean, if I just had the capital to put a little more money on this, I mean, I hear so many excuses and this victim mentality that leaders and businessmen have, businesswomen have. And it stops them from being successful. You are the most important person to your success. You set the direction, you set your attitude, you set the goals, you set your staff culture. The coach, the team always reflects the personality of the coach. Always. Look at sports teams. Bobby Knights, man, playing those teams, those are gritty, angry, mean, pissed off people. Because he's a mean, pissed off guy. And those basketball teams, they were that way. Mike Krzyzewski is, I mean, laser focused. Boom, boom, boom. And every Duke team that's ever played is laser focused on what they're doing. Bill Belichick, genius of football, complex, and their team is complex. It always reflects the personality of the coach. Your staff reflects you and your personality. If you're a shark, you got a team of sharks. If you're a fluffy guppy, you got a bunch of fluffy guppies. It's just reality. You need to surround yourself with people that are full in what's going on for you. You need a shark. Better be careful with it, but you need a shark. You need the fluffy guppies. You need those. Like I said yesterday, sales, number one to your success. Culture, number one to your success. Just depends which day for me on what's most important. Because if you got a great culture, sales are pretty easy because people are talking about you. If you've got a crappy culture, you're selling hard. And then when they get in there, they're walking out the door. And I've had conversations with business sharks that are business shark sales guys a lot. And their response is, I don't give a rat's ass when somebody walks out my door because I'm going to sell 2 more tomorrow. And I say, you know, what if you kept half of that person walking out of that door and sold 2 more? How much more money would you make? A lot. Because over time, that would add up. Hell, if you just kept that person, now think about what's going on. Perspective. But you are the most important person in this business. You are. How you deal with failure? What are you teaching your team? What is your perspective? And are we able to communicate a passion and a vision for what you want in this business? You're the most important person. The thing is that life happens. Failure happens. Pain happens. And then we respond to that. And guess what? Your team responds to that. I expect perfection out of my team. I pull out the scene of Remember the Titans when Big Bad Boone says, we will be perfect in every aspect of this game. And I say, when you put on my uniform, game face comes on, and I expect you to be perfect. I expect you to know my pre-check perfectly. I expect you to know how to do my close perfectly. I expect you to do the post-check perfectly. Perfection. But I settle for excellence. Because there isn't anything perfect. But you got to start somewhere. So for me, I know my pre-check perfectly. Because that's my expectation for them. Because I know if I don't have it perfect, they're going to be at least 2 steps behind where I am. Because they look at me. And if I'm doing it at 80%, where are they going to do it? 60% or less. Nobody's going to do it, 2 times better than whoever's in charge. They just don't do it that way. People aren't that way. I'm going to give you an example. Social media is a game changer in our world. It has changed everything. I got to get on that internet sometime in my lifetime. It has changed everything. And I'm telling you, it has. And we have some of the most amazing tools at our disposal. We live in one of the greatest times in history. Speed, knowledge, ability to get around, to know things, to see things. But we are the most confined, restricted, hurting time in history. Suicide rate up 30% in the last 5 years. 30% jump in suicide. If I lined up 10 entrepreneurs up here that are my age, in their 50s, if I lined them up, 10 of them across this stage, successful entrepreneurs. Successful. Everybody in this room would say, you are a successful businessman. You're an entrepreneur. I'm just going to give you a guess how many of their personal lives, families, spouses are in shambles. You're dead on. 9 out of 10. If not divorced, multiple divorced. Multiple mistresses, affairs, estranged from their kids. 9 out of 10. Why is it that they can be so successful in this area of their life of business, and then maybe the most important part of their life, they can't seem to get it together? For some reason, we make this, it's either all this or none of that. Why can't it be all? Why? One of the things that drove me crazy, still drives me crazy, is all you need is a little balance. You know, Dave, if you just got a little more balance in your life, you know, it'd be a lot better for you. I'm not talking about being balanced. I'm talking about being all in. All in. If you're the most important person to your business, you can't work 24 hours a day, and you cannot work 7 days a week. You can't. You might be able to do it 2 days in a row, 48 hours straight, maybe. 72 hours, you start to break down, and then it's done. And you sure can't do it 18-hour days for 7 days a week for very long. You can for a while. We're in the fitness business. We all run the fitness business. How do you build your muscles? Rest. Wellness is making a shift. And recovery and rest is becoming right to the forefront. That's why I was jumping in, and I'm all in on cryotherapy. I'm getting rid of all my stuff, and I'm going all in. Because it's the new wave. It's inning one, and that's the wave of wellness. Fitness has exploded over the last 15 years. Exploded. Now what's next is we're tearing our bodies to shreds. And now we need the recovery. You know, chiropractors, massage, cryotherapy, recover the body. Let me ask you a question though. If you work your ass off and get shit done every day of your life, how long can you sustain it? I don't care how good you are. Let's just say you start at 25. I guarantee you, by the time you're in your late 30s, you are a train wreck that is going to happen. Straight up, I have a new mission over the last 5 years. I just want to grab a hold of people that are as good as you are, and as excellent as you are. And some of the people I've met with this week, you guys are great. I mean, awesome folks. You're on the fast track to success. I want to grab you by the collar, sit your ass down, and say, make sure you are taking care of you. You're the most important person to your success, to your business, to your employees, to your customers, to your spouse, to your children, to your extended family. You are. And if you are a train wreck, and you happen to be a train wreck, you're not going to do anybody any good, and you're going to go through the pain that we've had to go through in our life. And I'm saying, why can't you have it all? Why can't you? Why can't you have it all? Why can't you have a great family and a great relationship with your significant other, with a great relationship with your kids, have a great relationships with your employees, great relationships with your members and your customers and your friends? Why can't you have that? Why does it have to be all or nothing? Why do we have that mentality? You don't have to, but it takes purposeful planning on your part. What are you doing for self-care? What are you personally doing for self-care? Every day. Not every 2 years when you get a vacation. Or for some people that never had a vacation. It doesn't work. We tell our clients this, don't we? You need to recover to get better, to get stronger, to be better and more fit. You can't just overtrain. You gotta let the body repair. Emotions and nervous system, mentally, you got to do the exact same thing. It is absolutely more important to do that. What are you doing every day of your life to do that? What are you doing? You personally. We say this to our clients, why aren't you doing it? What is, and here's the thing, and we're all probably pretty active. Well, I'm out hiking, I'm heading South Mountain, and I'm heading up the mountain, and that's really self-care for me. I would agree with you to a point, because you're doing something that you like, but if you are not slowing down and stopping and reflecting, you're not feeding your soul. I mean, I love climbing Camelback, that other side that's hard, because it's kind of, I feel like I'm kind of rock climbing, but I'm really not, but I feel like I am, and I'm cool, I rock climb Camel Mountain, and I'm up there. Okay, it's fun, it's activity, I like that, it's cool. But the best part is getting to the top and sitting down and just looking and thinking. What ritual, the stuff that you've heard, what pattern and ritual are you putting in your life for your self-care, for you personally? Every night, without fail, I'm in my hot tub with my wife, with a cigar, with a tequila. Every night. Yes. Clothes are optional. Please don't tell her I told you that. That's the dirtiest little secret that nobody's supposed to know. So I know when I'm home, and I travel a lot, when I'm home, we're going to get an hour. And it's an hour of our time. Self-care. Because I know I need that because I am going. I mean, hell, I'd have my phone in the hot tub if she let me. Yes, I know you're good. You know, I would. Phone's not there. We can just talk. And it feeds my soul. It feeds her soul too. Because I get to tell her stuff that I wouldn't tell her normally. When you sit there, in cigars, I love this. I mean, I got some bad vices. Cigars, one of them, I admit it. But for an hour, I'm stuck. It's a ritual. It's a ritual. I play golf, not to play golf. And I play it by myself. Not because I want to hit a ball around, because there are certain holes I just want to sit on, and I want to just look and feed my soul. You are the most important person to your success. And you guys are drivers of your heart and ready to go. That's awesome. That is awesome. And people say to me all the time, you are a nut. What the hell are you doing? You don't have to do that anymore. And I know, but it's just the way I'm wired. What I've learned after 35 years of doing business, starting my first business 30 years ago, was that I underestimate what I can do in 5 years. And I overestimate what I do in a year. I overestimate what I can get done. And I've learned to take care of myself. If you get nothing else out of this weekend, get this. Go for the mountain. Go for it. Head up there and take the mountain. Do it. Be successful and get everything out of it that you can. But be careful, because life's coming. Failure's coming. Pain is coming. Loss is coming. If you haven't felt it, just hold on. It's the one common denominator that we get in life. It's going to happen to all of us. Take care of yourself. Because when you go down, there's a whole bunch of people relying on you that are going to go with you. They are. I mean, I have cried with my staff. I've laughed with them. I have eaten, more sushi than there is out there. I've had more tequila with them. I have dealt with the team that I have, and I told you yesterday, I flew up our team that's starting the cryotherapy franchise, and they wanted to meet my team, my operations team, and they were there for 3 days, and they met them, and these are just awesome, older 20s, young 30s, they're like you all. I mean, they're just awesome. And they just, they're like, wow, where did you find these people? You are just the most amazing hirer ever. And I just sat there, I am, I really am that good. I know, thank you. I'm in there. I didn't want to tell them because these guys are in their late 70s. I didn't want to tell them that sitting in this room of 10, three felons. 3. One of them, violent. 2 recovering alcoholics, 1 recovering drug addict. 2 divorcees before the age of 30. You don't think they got baggage that they're coming in with? They do. And that's just a group of 10. It was 5 years of development with them. Here's the thing. I have had the hard conversations with them. I have fired a couple of them. When somebody showed up drunk to work, I'm sorry. Non-negotiable. I fired them. I told them exactly why. Walked them out the door, hugged them, cried with them, called the reverse. So I did. Rehired them. 5 years of development. When they put on the uniform, they know when they walk in that door, game face comes on. When we walk out that door, I'm gonna cry with them, laugh with them, celebrate with them, jump around with them. But when we're here, we're about the customers. And I have hard conversations with them about that. And I have conversations about life. How do you balance a checkbook? They don't even know what a checkbook is. But they write a check every once in a while, and they don't even know what that means. Insurance, car payments, relationship problems. You're the most important to your success. And if you think you're a self-made man or woman, you are lying to yourself. There is no such thing. Oh yeah, trust me. Do you have a mama? She made you, so let's just stop right there. You're not. There isn't anybody like that. My success of what I've been able to accomplish, and I'm just telling you, yeah, people look at that and say, how the hell did you do that? And I said, I don't even know. I just tripped over some stuff. But my failures are so much bigger than my successes. And the way I look at my life now, and I'm still charging them out, I've got more passion than I did 10 years ago because I'm ready to go. I'm ready to take them out. But my successes to me now are radically different than they were 20 years ago. My resume, I'd be pretty damn proud of my resume 20 years ago. And now, what I look at is when I see one of my staff members that came out of jail 2 months prior to being hired is now a manager of a store, and I mean rocking it. And she has a kid now, and her husband's life's now turned around, and their family's turned around. They go on the mountain, they get married, and I get to sit there and look at them. Because I know that I got to be a part of that. Here's the selfish part. Here's the selfish part. By me committing to her, I have made a lot of money. I didn't do it for that, but I sure benefited because she is awesome. So I look at my successes now radically different than I did 20 years ago. It's about my staff. It's about my customers. If you walked into any of my stores, whether it was massage, waxing, cryotherapy, when I was with Orange Theory, with our new fitness studio, if you asked any of my staff what their job is, you want to know what their answer is? One thing: to change people's lives. That's their job. We are in an industry that we're lucky enough that we can say that. If I was selling Ferraris, I'd have a hard time convincing my staff and the person walking in the door, I'm going to change your life with a Ferrari. We get to change people's lives. If that's what you have to commit to, that's what I'm committing to, it's changed. I used to think it was my customers. Now I look at my staff. That's my job, is to change their lives. And if I change their lives and I get them to commit to that, that will translate to the members and the guests walking through it. It will change. The culture is so important. And you know what? When they have that perspective, they will sell. Because it's kind of like you're in the desert and you need a drink of water and you got the water for them. When somebody walks in the door and you know you're going to change their life, you're going to sell them. They're not going to get out the door. You're not going to let them walk out the door. But I'm here to tell you, it's about you. As selfish as that sounds, you are the most important person to your success. You set the attitude, you set the direction, you set the expectation. You're the one that goes. But here's the deal. Charge them out, but take care of yourself. What it's going to do for you that you can have self-care to take care of yourself. What are you doing daily in your life? Because if you go out, it's going to affect your pocketbook, your family, your friends, your staff, and your clients. And it's not worth it. There is nothing you're going to charge over the next 5 to 10 years that's worth that. So I say, go get them, but make sure you're taking care of yourself. And that had absolutely nothing about what I was going to talk about normally. But